Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I've got the entire final event on the Lost Shores right here for you, condensed into a small video. It took me about 2 to 3 hours to complete in its entire glory, and it was definitely worth it. Not only at the end do you get a very nice accessory as well as a 20 slot bag, but also a lot of people got precursors. And it appears that you can actually do this event multiple times today. And yes, you can get more 20 slot bags on the same character as well as more precursors. The drop chance on these precursors was pretty damn high. I got one myself. Anyway, you saw us pushing into the hive, which is the first step of the entire event. You have to get into this hive and place some bombs. And while you're doing this, while you're walking up and down, you have to kill a lot of Karkas, a lot of veteran Karkas, and they are very nasty, especially when you realize they roll around over the Zerg and then things like these happen. Very nasty because you don't really have much space to run to unless you actually are below or all the way up. And you then place the bombs and you have to make sure the NPCs can place the bombs. You kill some champions and that's pretty much it for the hive in this first part of the event. But then you notice that the agent Karka, the end boss, the last boss you have to kill, has escaped and we have to drive him back. He unfortunately also has this outer shell, which we kind of have to soften up before we can kill him. So we drop some trees on him. Kind of nice. So I figured that most of the event was going to look like this. Unfortunately, it's not entirely the case, because after you've done this first part, you have to do about a 30-minute slaying of reinforcements. Just mindless killing of reinforcement. You can't hurt the agent Karka, you can only kill the ads. And there are small ads, there are big ads, and it takes about 30 minutes for each time. There are 3 times where you have to kill reinforcements. So, a bit disappointed at that because it kind of got boring. Nonetheless, it did feel a lot nicer when we got something else, which were these steam vents, which you have to do twice. It's a fairly quick event, and you have to pick up these boulders and bring them to the steam vent. And then you can see this little bar above the vent itself, which means it's almost full, and when it's full, it will blow an entire large boulder towards the agent Karka. And as you can see on the right side, the bar goes down. This type of event you have to do twice in succession, and it's pretty easy, pretty fun. And once you have done that, you have to kill some more reinforcements, etc. You also have to kill this rock slide, which then also leads to more reinforcements. And this is pretty much the easiest and the quickest event in this entire ultimate event, if you like. I'm not entirely sure why it's in there, because you are expecting a giant rock slide, but as you can see, it's not really that impressive, and I'm not entirely sure why the agent Karka figured I have to get out of here. These rocks are not really nice. I suppose his feet were hurting. Anyway, this is the point where my Guild Wars 2 sound told me to basically buzz off, which was rather annoying. So I'll put some music down here. I do apologize, but I have nothing else that I could do about that. But as you can see, you have to kill 12 of these traps. And they explode once you kill them. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't stand too close to them. But you just have to kill them. There's only a few active at a time. Once you have done it, he takes some more damage. He walks forward to the nest. And once you get in here, you get the message that you have to kill wrappings, because the bombs you placed in the first event are now trapped within these wrappings. Now you walk all the way up and you kill these wraps, and it kind of gets interesting to see what happens next, because you have to kill these wraps on several levels, because you have to drive him all the way down, because that's the place where you are going to fight him. And as you can see, with some nice teamwork, it doesn't take too long, and they directly explode. We kind of all figured we were dead at that point, but we just have a bit of a pushback, and as you can see, he starts to roll, in which we then have to continue our pursuit all the way to the middle ground, which will have more wrappings, which we then have to kill. And then at the end, if you're all the way below, yeah, you can actually just kill him, because his outer shell is gone. And you can definitely see some strategically placed explosives around the entire field if you pay attention to it. Now that we are here downstairs, you can also see that the ground in which he is standing is a little bit different, which is a very interesting mechanic at the end of the fight once you have killed them that you have to do. But anyway, from this point forward, it's basically just a tank and spank. He doesn't really do massive abilities. If you get hit by him, yeah, you might have died relatively easy. But as you can see, his low health doesn't also trigger a rage or anything. But once he dies, you actually have to finish him. Just like in World v World. As you can see, the entire thing explodes now. And once I get up, I get the ability to finish him. As you can see, I have to press F to finish him. And everybody starts doing finishers. And the ground in which he is standing is very fragile, apparently. Because there is magma, or lava, below it. And you can definitely already assume what is going to happen in just a few seconds. A pretty epic cutscene. One of the better ones I've seen so far when I've killed a boss. Unfortunately, I also lost the sound to that one because my Guild Wars sound completely bugged out. But just look at it. It just looks pretty amazing, I have to find. I made some bad jokes on the voice chat about getting some cooked lobster and such. And they were not really that well received. Nonetheless, I do really like cutscenes like this where I kill an epic boss. Because we were fighting for 2 to 3 hours. And we finally got here. I, at some point, also thought he was going to be superheated. Because he got out again. If you've done the fractals, you know the reference. But he goes down, which then leads to a giant chest on the right. And everybody pretty much got a precursor from that. So if you have done this, I hope you got a precursor yourself as well. This is my first ever received precursor. So if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Once again, I apologize for the audio loss. It was out of my control. And I will make sure to catch you guys next time. Take care.